for him, it was the night another man walked into his house and thought he didn't know.
Every husband remembers the exact second something in his chest finally snaps. For me, it wasn't a dramatic explosion. It was a quiet Tuesday evening with fog crawling across the windows, making the world outside feel distant and blurry. My wife, Lydia, sat across from me at the dinner table. She was pretending to listen to me talk about my day, nodding at all the right moments. But her eyes kept flicking down to her phone, which was hidden just below the edge of the table. A small, secret smile would occasionally touch her lips, a smile that definitely wasn't for me. I'd known something was wrong for weeks. It wasn't one big thing, but a collection of small, sharp details that pricked at my peace of mind. There was the new perfume she started wearing, a scent that was too sweet, too floral, not her at all. Then came the sudden late shifts at work, always on nights I was home early. She started going to the gym, something she'd always sworn she hated, coming home flushed and happy, but not looking any different physically. Her phone, once a forgotten object on the kitchen counter, had become an extension of her hand. It never left her side, always screened down, always just out of my reach. But what burned itself into my memory was the text that came in at exactly 9:47 p.m. that Tuesday. Her face lit up with that secret smile again, the one that made my stomach clench. "Who's that?" I asked, keeping my voice as casual as I could manage. The effort felt monumental. "Oh, just Maeve from work," she replied, not even looking up. Her thumbs flew across the screen. The problem was Maeve, our very pregnant, glowing friend Maeve, had been at our house for a barbecue just 2 days earlier. I knew for a fact Maeve was on maternity leave and definitely not texting my wife late on a Tuesday night. That was the moment. The click, the quiet snap. The truth settled in my gut, cold and undeniable. All the little pieces clicked together into a picture I didn't want to see. But instead of exploding, instead of yelling and demanding to see her phone, a strange, chilling calm washed over me. I chose silence. If I confronted her then and there, she'd lie. She'd gaslight me, call me crazy, jealous, insecure. I didn't want her lies anymore. I wanted the cold, hard, undeniable truth. The kind of truth that was solid enough to build a new life on, far away from this one. So I watched. I observed. I became a detective in my own home, connecting the dots she thought she had so cleverly hidden. Her phone was now logged with a new passcode. The expensive perfume I'd bought her for our anniversary vanished from her vanity, replaced by a faint, lingering scent of a man's cologne on her jacket when she'd come home from her gym trips. She started taking random solo drives just to clear her head, she'd say. Each lie was a small stone, and I was collecting them, building a wall between us. My plan began to form. I went online and bought a tiny motion sensor camera, smaller than my house key. It was perfect. I found a spot inside the hollow of the old wooden cabinet in our hallway. It had the perfect angle, a clear, unobstructed view of the entire living room, and most importantly, the front door. My goal wasn't just to catch her, it was to catch him. I needed to see the face of the man who had walked into my life and was trying to burn it down. I didn't have to wait long. 3 days later, the camera sent a notification to my phone. I was at my desk at work, and my heart hammered against my ribs as I opened the live feed, and there he was. He walked into my home like he owned the place. Dark hair, a worn leather jacket, and the kind of confident swagger that men have when they think they're retaking something they haven't earned. He was handsome, I had to admit, in a generic, forgettable way. He looked around, then smiled as Lydia came into frame and they embraced. His name, I would later learn from her whispered conversations, was Rowan. Watching him in my home, touching my wife, I expected to feel a surge of rage, a primal need for violence. But there was nothing, just that same unnerving calm. It was as if I was watching a movie about someone else's life. I didn't shake. I didn't rage. I just watched and I saved the recording. That night, I lay in bed beside Lydia. The space between us felt like a canyon. She was so close I could feel the warmth from her skin, but she was a million miles away. I didn't touch her. I didn't ask her where she'd been. I didn't let her see the storm that was silently gathering force inside me. She slept peacefully, a faint smile on her lips, probably dreaming of him. I stayed awake all night, planning. The next day, a Thursday, I set the final stage. "Hey, honey," I said as I was leaving for work. "Just a heads up, I've got to work super late tomorrow night. Big project deadline. I probably won't be home until after midnight." The small, secretive smile that I had come to despise flickered across her face for just a second. "Oh, okay. Don't work too hard," she said, her voice laced with false sympathy. She thought she was so clever. She thought I was so clueless. She had absolutely no idea what was coming. By Friday evening, the house was perfectly staged. I came home at my usual time, but my preparations were meticulous. I dimmed the lights, creating a soft, intimate atmosphere. The air was quiet still. On the coffee table, right in the center of the living room, I placed a single manila folder. On the front, in bold black marker, I wrote her name, Lydia, and for the first time, I didn't hide the camera. I took it from its hiding spot and placed it openly on the bookshelf, its little lens pointing directly at the sofa. This wasn't about surveillance anymore. This was about a confession. It was a trap, but not a trap of violence or anger. It was a trap of pure, unadulterated truth. I settled into my home office, leaving the door slightly ajar, and pulled up the live feed on my laptop. The wait was agonizing. Every creak of the house made me jump. Finally, at 7:42 p.m., the headlights swept across the living room window. The front door opened. Rowan walked in, even more confidently than before, holding a bottle of wine. He had no idea he was walking into the last night of my marriage. He had no idea his grand entrance was being recorded. He was just a character in the final scene of a play I had written, and the curtain was about to fall. Thank you for watching. If you've ever felt that quiet snap, that moment when you knew things would never be the same, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories about the moments that change everything.